You're acting like this movie slapped your mama or something.
It did worse. It ate my mom's ass, and that's a worse offense.
Welcome to the Spook House. I'm Phil. This is my co-host Doug, and today we're going to talk about Sick, the Peacock original home invasion slasher horror film. I think this
COVID.
is
You forgot the
quickly.
buzzword COVID.
I think this is quickly climbing Doug's top list of all-time favorite movies, huh, Doug?
Yeah, it's at least in the top three. It
So,
rounds out the top five.
all right. So yesterday I went for a little run. I get back and I have about 10 missed texts from Doug, and it's just a barrage of hatred. Just each text getting angrier and angrier. And I had watched the movie that morning. You know, I made some breakfast. I watched it while I had some coffee. I wasn't offended by it. I was mildly entertained. And I was like, I think I texted you, hey, that was pretty good. And I
Yeah.
expected you to kind of feel the same, but you did not have that reaction. So,
No.
yeah, tell me what you hated about it so much.
I'm going to start off the bat with this, actually. We don't make movies. We've never made a movie. We've never written a movie. We've never acted in a movie. Doesn't mean that we can't tell shit when we see it. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, when
Okay.
some people, again, everyone's a critic. Everyone has their own opinions, whether they like something or dislike something. You're allowed to obviously express those feelings. I just don't like when a writer or director insults the audience. And this movie to me was insulting because it was so surface level, so familiar not in a good way. Like, there's plenty of slashers that we watch that kind of do the same thing, but there's no charm to this movie. Zero charm. I felt insulted when watching it. And Kevin Williamson wrote Scream. So you obviously go into Sick thinking that it's going to be of quality. I saw no quality.
I'm kind of hit or miss with Kevin Williamson. Scream is obviously great. I find a lot of his dialogue to be too snarky and trying to be smart when it doesn't have to be. Like, not everything needs some sort of message to it. Like in this movie, it
I'm
didn't
not
really
really
need
sure what message they were trying to hit.
I don't know. I mean, it's just a very basic home invasion slasher. Has been done many times before. It's nothing new, but beyond it just being kind of a worn out premise, I didn't find anything too insulting about it. I thought a lot of the action scenes and chase scenes were filmed well. The two main actors, I thought they did fine. Nobody. Oh, what? Go ahead. I can see the rage. You're
No,
like,
no, I just see the
Let it
blood
out.
boiling to the tips of my pupils.
There's smoke coming out of
yeah,
Doug's
I mean-
ears.
Smoke is coming out of my ears, eyes, and anus. Which my pants
All
are
right.
on, so you won't be able to see that smoke. Who want the smoke? No. No, I just thought the acting since the writing was so hollow, and it was very surface level and didn't really go. You don't really need to make a slasher movie, deep and layered. But I feel like at bare minimum, you have to make us care about the characters, and I felt nothing for these characters. Nothing was redeeming about them. Felt like everything was just sloppily thrown together. So, and I'm not blaming the actors. I feel like it's the writing, and so they could only work with what they were given. But there was nothing special about any of the characters. The dude was the worst offender. He was so unlikable. DJ, his name was in the movie.
The boyfriend or guy that wanted to be a boyfriend.
Yeah, the acting was just so flat, and there was no emotion coming out on the screen. And again, it's a slasher movie, so whatever. But for a good slasher movie, you still need to be able to connect to the characters. And it was just I personally felt zero connection with any of them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess now that I think about it, they didn't really build their characters up a whole lot. We didn't really know much about them. But regardless of that, I did find myself thinking, like, okay, like everything they're doing to get out of this situation, I would probably do about the same thing. Nobody did anything too stupid.
Okay,
As far as like, okay,
can
what?
I ask you? So
Sure.
maybe I missed something. I'm sorry, but at the end of the movie, by the way, this is a spoiler review, correct? We're gonna spoil the shit out of this
Sure.
terrible movie. Okay,
Sure.
it's not like you're missing anything. So at the end of the movie, where they beat up the mother and they throw her out the window, kind of.
Yeah.
And then I forgot where the stupid father goes to. But the car is there. But yet they walk to the fucking bar. They could have took the car. They could have found the keys. They could have found the keys. That's what I would have thought of. That would have been the most easy escape and drive off. But they didn't do that. They walked to the fucking barn to go into another car that they weren't sure of. If they had
that's okay, that's fair.
Keys or anything. I was like, all right, this is kind of stupid, but whatever.
And also, being that this is Kevin Williamson and there's this COVID pandemic through line, I thought it was going to be a lot of jokes about that. And thankfully, there was no meta self-awareness like, oh, we're in a cabin in the middle of nowhere. Boy, if this was a horror movie, we'd sure be in trouble. Wink, wink. Right, audience? So I thought there was going to be like more of that, which thankfully there wasn't.
No, and it's even worse. It was just boring. Just deathly boring. Nothing to reinvent the wheel of a slasher movie. I'll give Megan that, just judging from the movies that have came out so far in 2023. It tried to do something new with an old premise that's been done before. It was something different. This was just boring. And at least Megan was entertaining. Like, at least, if you didn't like it, at least it was entertaining. At least there was something about the experience that was fun.
I don't know. I thought I was still like mildly entertained. Like
Were you with what?
As I was sipping my morning coffee, I was like, yeah, this is fine. It's a coffee watch. You got some time to kill before you really start your day. Yeah, I'll watch this bullshit. It's not going to blow my mind.
Did you connect to anything in the movie? Like, what was it? Was it the action? Was it like the camera work is fine? I'll give the camera work that.
There was some good.
It was fine.
There was some good handheld camera work, especially like that first scene when follows him into the room and he barricades the door, and a lot of it was like one shot, like one take. So I thought it was filmed well. It looked well. Everything was shot nicely. No like egregious acting or anything. I mean, we're not like Melissa Barrera territory here, but I mean, it was
no, not like the actors were trying at least.
I told you that it was better than Scream 5.
No,
I'll stand behind that.
I'd rather watch Halloween Ends than Sick.
No, you wouldn't.
I absolutely would. It tried to do something new. It completely failed. But I could hate watch something. It'd be a good hate watch. It'd be a good movie to watch with a group of people and you're just trashing it. This movie is just painful to watch. It's just boring. It suffers the boredom. I'm not going to sacrifice an afternoon to bore myself to death.
I still don't think it was that bad. I think you're tripping. I think.
Also, when she's lying on the floor, and the other friend Parker, she's telling her friend to play dead, and the dude comes by and just does nothing. It would have been so rad, just to subvert again expectations, maybe to do something a little different. Kick her and fucking stab her or something. Homie didn't even check the pulse. He's just like, oh, you're dead.
Well,
Nothing.
she threw a rock and he heard a noise, so he thought it was the other girl.
What a
But sure,
dumb
yeah,
the dumb the I feel like this movie also it pays off if you go with the twist, or if you go with the reasoning of why the villains of the movie are the intentions of the villains. If you go with that, I feel like that makes or breaks it. Did you like that reasoning?
I thought it was pretty stupid. Like, oh, you're spreading COVID, and I mean, if you're gonna tie the pandemic into a movie, I guess that's proper motivation. I mean, if I were in their shoes and somebody like that infected my non-existent son with COVID and he died, I'd be a little upset.
But wouldn't
You
you
know?
also blame him because he was also at the party? I feel like there's no accountability on the son's part. One, because he's dead. Two, because his parents are delusional. He was also at the party making out with girls. That's
Yeah,
also
I
his
mean,
fault. He could have been like, your saliva isn't going in my mouth. I'm going to go away. But no, he was like, pussy, let's go. And somehow recorded the whole thing on Instagram. When the dad dropped, looking over the transcripts of your Instagram post, you said, hashtag fuck COVID, hashtag COVID in my face, hashtag 2020 sucks donkey dick. I was like, wow. Sounds like you're reading
yeah,
this shit off a cue card. This is
yeah.
horrible.
That's Kevin Williamson trying to be hip and connect with the kids, you
But
know?
again, just surface level writing, like nothing deep,
Yeah.
just a little bit layered. It was just that's insulting. That was one of the insulting parts to me, where like he could have had a decent stance on the pandemic. A better premise would be it's a pandemic, and that there was something deep seated in their brains always as children. This could speak to like the mental health issue too. Like, oh, there's a pandemic. Always wanted to try murdering people. Fuck it, the world's gonna end, and there's some like doomsday preppers that just want to go around killing people. Maybe that would have been stupid. I don't know. I thought that would have been more interesting than
Mm.
you killed our son, even though our son was making out with you too. But fuck you. No, just
Yeah.
it didn't work for me.
I don't think it's that bad. It's
I'm being too hard on just this run of the mill fun slasher. I apologize.
yeah. I thought like the floating dock scene, there was some good tension there. Apparently had a problem with homeboy swimming. I mean, it doesn't take that much energy to swim that far. It's not like she was 2 miles into the ocean.
Is he an Olympic diver? But she could have seen him jump on. You would have heard a splash. We didn't hear a splash. He would have to dive off the dock. What did he slink in there like a fucking python? It was just so dumb. It's just so dumb. I was like, homie didn't swim out 20 fucking feet into the ocean with no oxygen to like go under the boat and start stabbing it. It didn't even tip it over. It was just dumb. That's where I was out. I was waiting for it. I was like, all right, hopefully this gets better. Once that happened, I'm like, fuck this movie. I can't do it. It's too dumb.
And also, like when he gets out of the water and he kills that other guy in the cabin that tries to help her.
Yeah,
You would have
saw
heard
that coming from a mile away.
You would have heard like his little squishy shoes. It should have, because he would have been soaking wet. You should have heard like squishy noises for the rest of that movie. That he's gonna be soaked all night.
Right? Like he's not wearing like, those little surfer boots or whatever that are like meant to, you're meant to walk around on the great. You would have totally heard something. It's just all the characters did a lot of dumb shit. And I'll give the benefit of the doubt to the villains because they're not actual killers. They're just out to get this girl because they think that, she should be held accountable for her actions. And I just love that they fucking swabbed her note. She's asymptomatic. You're asymptomatic. You're positive. Just, oh my God. Just bad.
Yeah, I mean, it was a topic that didn't need to be tied in to any movie. I mean, Is this the first movie to have like a COVID backstory like
If you're with
this,
horror,
or with any movie?
there was that movie called The Bubble that Judd Apatow did.
I know you haven't seen Ozark yet, but the killer, the dad that's in this movie, he was in season 1 of Ozark. I was like, oh shit.
Okay.
Hey, good for you. Good for you getting some work.
Yeah, right. I need to get on the Ozark train because I haven't watched it, and everyone keeps saying that it's really incredible.
I told you, man. One episode, and you'll be in.
Jason Bateman rubs me the wrong way.
How dare you?
I'm sorry. Sorry.
So, Doug, Sick. Would you recommend this to anyone?
Suck. No.
Suck. No.
That had to be intentional. There's a reason why this movie didn't come out in theaters. I feel like, even though I'm seeing a lot of positive reception of it,
yeah,
maybe
a lot of
Blumhouse
people
didn't have faith in it, or they're just trying to, distribute amongst other platforms and to dominate.
I have seen a lot of really positive reviews for this. People seem to be enjoying it. I don't think anybody's saying it's, well, no, I've seen a few people say it's like the best slasher in years. I wouldn't agree with that, but hey, it's their opinion. Yeah.
I'm glad. I spoke to a couple people about the movie, and I'm glad people liked it. I'm glad people enjoyed it. It just did not hit for me in any sort of way. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you found some enjoyment out of it.
I used the words pretty good, and you fired 12 texts back to me like I said it was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Pretty good is still pretty good.
Pretty good means like, hey, I'll kill some time and watch this. It's not too bad, but I would never watch it again.
My friend,
you're acting like this movie. You're acting like this movie slapped your mama or something.
It did worse. it ate my mom's ass, and that's a worse offense.
Oh, Sick! How dare you?
By Kevin Williamson. I honestly, I'm Ari Aster is one that if I see the name, it's always interesting. I will go. Kevin Williamson has betrayed my trust. I will always be weary now if I see his name on something.
He's going to be writing an episode of the new Friday the 13th show. I just saw that was announced. So get ready for lots of snarky, smart dialogue. And
it worked in 1996. Meta played out? Is it played out? That self-aware?
It's played out for me. I am so beyond, and not just like horror movies in general, but it seems like everything has this air of like self-awareness, like, hey, we're in on the joke, wink wink.
Yeah.
We know this is a movie. It's like, just stop.
And people use that as an excuse for bad writing way too much.
Yeah.
Because if something's corny, you just, they're self-aware. But like, no, you could be self-aware and entertaining. There's ways to do that. Also, another thing that's played out, burning people alive. I'm done with it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm done with it. They did it in Hereditary. They did it in Pearl. Let's not burn someone alive. Also, I think the kills in this movie were not inventive at all. They were just run of the mill. Yes. That camera lingered too long on the deer head with the antlers. We get it. Get out, open the book on it and shut it. Open and shut case, Watson.
I don't think this was intentional, but the antler impalement thing kind of reminded me of the Lost Boys a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Maybe it was homage to the Lost Boys. Lost Boys did it way better, I'll tell you that.
I'm surprised they didn't start playing Thou Shalt Not Sleep.
You would have shut it off if they did that.
I would have said, don't you dare bring Lost Boys into this. You get the Lost Boys out of your mouth, Kevin Williamson.
Keep the Lost Boys name out your fucking mouth.
That's right. I could see this being a fun watch for like kids at a sleepover. Like, hey, what's something scary? This could be like a fun entry level horror movie for, not that I would like go up to a group of teens and be like, hey, go watch this piece of shit later tonight. But no, I can't say I would recommend this. There's way better movies out there, but I was mildly entertained. I wasn't offended as you are, but hey, is what it is.
Yeah, it's gonna be a no. It's gonna be a hard no for me on the recommendation.
Gonna be a no for me, dog.
Yeah, if I was gonna recommend something for a teenage sleepover, didn't think we would be talking about teenage sleepovers during this review. But if we're talking modern movies, you always need something that's weird, terrible. You're the one who said it.
I know. I was just saying, like, this is like a sleepover horror movie for
Phil's
younger
thinking about
people.
fucking shaving cream.
Okay, I thought you were gonna go a lot worse there.
No, I'm keeping it PG.
Thanks. All right, well, I think I'm gonna do it for this review. If you're still watching, please like and subscribe to the channel. Like this video, share it with your friends, whatever. We're going to start doing more of these, like little quick reviews. You know, obviously we can't do an entire episode talking about generic, unoriginal slasher such as this. But yeah, for a quick review like this, it was fun.
Yeah,
all right,
it's always
Doug.
fun crashing some movies. Also, if you want to represent the Spook House to the fullest, we have some sweaters for sale. Very comfortable. They have our logo on it.
That's right.
House by the Cemetery inspired. House. Yeah, I said that right?
Yeah.
I was like, there's too many houses by, houses on. But yeah, we'll drop the link somewhere in the description. So if y'all want to support, we would love it. And we love the people that bought them already.
Yes, we do. And yeah, the link to that is already on the Instagram bio. But yeah, I'll drop a link in here. All right, Doug, I shall talk to you later, my friend. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Love you too.